Hey there, this is Patrick Evans-Hylton with Cuisine Scene, and I am with one of, or just forget coastal Virginia, let's just say Virginia. No, let's just go ahead and say the East Coast premier wine experts. They go-to guy for everything that you want to pour into your glass. And Marc Sauter. Marc, hey, how are you doing?
Doing great, Patrick. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. So now you are one of the owners of Zoe's here near the oceanfront, and also the sommelier. And we are in this beautiful, beautiful room. Tell me just what's around us here.
This is a new and exciting room for us here. We're really, really thrilled. This is our exhibition wine bar and our exhibition kitchen. So we have the opportunity to do cooking classes in the wine bar, or the kitchen area, in the wine bar. We do tastings, we do dinners. We just have a lot of fun with this. It's a kind of a communal room, an extension of the bar on the days that it's not booked for a private party. So it's a really unique, kind of crazy fun room, kind of like something out of Las Vegas almost.
Oh yeah, it is beautiful. Now, and there's obviously a lot of wine behind you there, but there's a lot of wine in this building as a whole. Tell me a little bit about your collection.
There's a lot of wine here. So we have 1,600 selections, which is kind of a crazy amount. We have wines from as little as $10 a bottle, which is fun and exciting and affordable. And we have wines all the way up to $17,000 a bottle. So on the actual wine list, there's 600 selections, another 1,000 backing that up. We have wines from early as 2016, or as young as I should say, and also as old as 1834. So it's simply for everybody. We want wine to be fun for everybody.
Wow. So gosh. All the way back, I'm trying to think who was president in 1834, but anyway, they're not around to enjoy it now, so we don't have to share then, so that's cool. Now, I think that, for a lot of folks, there's been so much information about wine, and obviously Virginia's wine industry has just been growing and blossoming.
Exploding, yeah.
Oh yes, I'm enjoying a beautiful Whitehall Cabernet Franc with dinner tonight myself, and so. But still, there's a certain amount of maybe not confusion, but sometimes a little bit of intimidation when somebody is looking for wine. Well, it's just, especially when someone comes into a restaurant and maybe they're with a date and they don't want to look like, a clodhopper. What's a couple of ideas for folks to kind of navigate that list?
Well, there's kind of a rumor that the second and third least expensive wine in a wine category are one of the sommelier's favorite wines. So not necessarily the least expensive, but one of those lesser expensive, number 2 and number 3 on the list. It's kind of like a little secret that the wine buyer, the sommelier, it's one of their wines they really like. They don't want to be the least expensive wine, but they still love that wine, think it's a great value. That's a lot of fun. Also, we can look at great vintages as a good guide. If we look at California, Washington, Oregon, and America, 2012, 13, and 14 are 3 of the best vintages we've ever had. So you can have confidence ordering from those vintages from those regions, California, Oregon, and Washington. So Cabernet Sauvignons from California, Pinot Noirs from Oregon, Merlots and Cabernets from Washington State.
And then a lot of restaurants, including Zoe's, of course, Chef Jesse Weichel's menu here is absolutely gorgeous, and I know that you two work in tandem to really try to make sure that wine and food pairings go well. And so, I guess a cheat sheet too is to try to take some advantage of some suggestions that might already be on the menu too, because you've done a lot of the heavy lifting for folks there.
Sure. Well, the menu changes all the time. Jesse, Chef Weichel, is amazing when it comes to creating food. And he gets really, I don't know the word impatient, but he's just so creative and always wants to add new items and new items. And every time he says, I'm going to take the salmon dish off and take the tuna dish off, I'm like, oh, please don't do that. It's such a great dish. But whatever he replaces it with is always better and better and better. So, as it's evolving and changing, it's always upgrading, and that's always exciting as well. So something new on the menu is something I probably would ask for. What's the newest change? What's the newest item added onto it? And I would feel confident that would be a killer dish.
And this region, because of you and your mentoring, has a lot of sommeliers in restaurants too. And so, folks should not feel intimidated just to ask for advice either.
Absolutely right. It's a big world of wine out there. It can be very confusing, but let's just make it simple. What you like is what you like, and if you can ask a couple simple questions, a good sommelier should be able to guide you to a great bottle of wine at any price level, and a good food wine pairing as well. I think about 6 years ago, the quartermaster sommeliers had not come to this region in a long time. I brought them here in the last 6 years, 5 times. They're coming back in May to do their first level testing and their second level testing, their certification, May 7th, 8th, and 9th. And I think 6 years ago we had about 4 or 5 certified sommeliers in Tidewater. Now we're up to over 30. So
Wow.
we want to be able to share that knowledge so that we can be great educators and share good food, wine, passion together.
Very good. So what kind of juices in that glass?
I was teaching a wine class. You can hear a little bit of rummaging in the other room over there. So I was teaching a wine class. I do it every 2 months. It's a sensory analysis wine class. It's like taking a semester of college and cramming it into 3.5 hours. And this is a little leftover. We have a little Silver Oak Cabernet Sauvignon from California. I might steal a glass of your Cabernet Franc by Whitehall, Virginia after this. But,
Oh, yes.
if there's any left.
Absolutely. Well, very good. Well, Marc Sauter, thank you so much for making this region just a tastier place to live. Cheers.
My pleasure. Cheers.